Hey guys, what's going on? Kwame here. Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for checking out this video. So I've got another guide video for you guys today, and today we're going to be talking about learning from your mistakes and how to improve your gameplay from them. So we're going to be going through some of the mistakes that I've made in my previous raids, and I'm even going to be showing some, not a lot, but just some mistakes that my opponents have made, and we can talk about them and why they lost that fight in particular. Not my successes, but my mistakes is what we're going to talk about, because mistakes is where you learn from the most, and I want to help educate you to learn and improve your gameplay. So it's kind of like we're going to be doing a PvP analysis breakdown sort of style today, and that's what I'm going for in this video. So if that sounds good to you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell and all that jazz, guys. Much appreciated. Cheers for the support. Feel free to swing by the live stream and say hello sometime. I've been streaming Monday through to Friday at twitch.tv/Kwame, but you can also find me on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. I've been doing YouTube live streams and I've been loving it, and I'm probably going to continue to do so. Obviously at YouTube. I've been having a really good time live streaming on YouTube, so I hope to see some of you guys there. All other details will be in the description box down below. Now we got all that stuff out of the way, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, tip number 1. This one's an oldie, but a goodie. So I'm running around trying to do my quests and whatnot. I'm rocking a bulldog with the bolty with the 2x on it, I believe. And I get into a fight and I get jumped by this player, and it's one of those situations where the second that I saw him, I got hit really low, and I'm sure this has happened to you, and I make a vital mistake. I did try and throw some grenades to get him to back off, but the grenades obviously weren't enough to damage him low enough where he won't push me, because he knows he's hurt me a lot. He knows I'm low already. My mistake here, as you can see, was trying to heal right underneath him. I believe this is from early wipe, early in the season. So if you're ever in this spot, never ever heal when you're right next to the man. For the love of God, don't do what I did. You need to get some distance between yourself and this other player. So the second that you get low, just start bolting it. Just start making distance between you and him. Make it so he has to find you again. And that's where smoke grenades really come into play. You can smoke and you can just run away, and he has to try and find you through all that smoke. And it gives you an additional few seconds to actually get a heal or two off, and then you can re-engage the fight, and then you've got a fighting chance. Don't fight when you're low like I did. This is a huge mistake, and you should never be doing this under any circumstances whatsoever. You always need to get distance to prioritize healing, because whenever you're low, the enemy always knows that you're close to dying, so hence they're going to push you. They know they've hurt you. They know that you're really low in there and they need to hit you a couple more times, so they're going to push you every single time. So don't let this happen to you, man. Just bail, try and ziggity zaggity, as they say. So don't let this happen to you. It is a major leak in your game. Alright, moving on to number 2. So this one happened not too long ago. This time around, I'm a bit more geared. I'm running Crescent Falls. I've got myself a Core 47, and I think I'm wearing purple armor or something. And I think I'm trying to quest and do some of the stuff on Crescent Falls. Anyway, this is a situation where I get into a fight against a pretty geared player. I'm pretty sure he's got purple armor and a brute. It's pretty intense. I end up getting the kill. I'm real happy. I'm like, whoa boy, yes. Oh god, thank god that's over. Woof. I'm gonna go get my loot. And I go and try and pick up the loot, and then I get jumped by another guy sitting there in the bush with the basilisk. This sucks, man. And it happens. Trust me, it happens. And so, in this situation, I made a vital mistake. It wasn't quite going for the loot right then and there, because I couldn't have known that he was there, right? Sure, I could have cleared the entire area, which probably is a safe idea, sure. But you're not always expecting that to happen. So, my main mistake here was going back for the loot to try and loot it and try and be on my way. That's kind of what I was trying to do here, and this gets me killed loads of times. So many times I died because I'm looting when I should be fighting. So I've killed this geared player. His body's right there. There's another geared ass player right above me, and man, don't do what I do and focus on the looting. Focus on the player. Focus on the danger that's in front of you. In this clip, I, stupidly enough, was trying to grab the gear real quick and try and bickety bounce. And this player had other plans. He already repositioned after he tagged me a few times, almost killing me. And before I could defend myself, he tagged me again and I panicked. And in the panic, he ended up getting another shot off of me and he killed me. Congrats to that player. That was a good play from him. So the main thing to take away from this huge mistake that I made was don't get tunnel visioned. Focus on the danger. Everything else comes secondary. Alright, number 3, and this one's sort of a continuation from the first one, but it's what happens afterwards. So if and when you get shot out of nowhere and then all of a sudden you get hit low, like I do in this situation here, and then I happen to be able to get distance. I get distance, I get out of dodge, I get some heals off, so then I can re-engage the fight. So what I did here is I let him come to me. So eventually I was able to bolt and get the hell out of dodge for a bit. I let him chase me, and I had enough time to be able to heal and get all the meds off because I made him try and look for me again. So he didn't know my exact location. And during that time, I was able to get all the heals off that I needed so I can re-engage the fight. So from this point on, this is where it's important. What I did was I waited for him to run out towards me. I let him come to me, and when he was out in the open, I took him down, and he couldn't do anything about it because I'm behind cover, he isn't. It's really important to catch people like this. This is like they made a mistake and I punished them for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is old saying where if they give you an inch, you take a mile, and that's exactly what that is here. He made a huge mistake from chasing me that far, and then I took advantage of the situation and I used cover. He didn't have cover. He's just dead. So sometimes it's a good idea to let them come to you in specific circumstances. Okay, number 4. And this one is a pretty well-known mistake that people do in most FPS games. And this one is the Call of Duty reload. Now we've all done it, and it's gotten us killed multiple times. I, for one, this has happened to a lot. So the Call of Duty reload is when you reload and you didn't actually need to reload your bullets. So let's say you only shoot a few bullets and then you just by habit, you just decided to reload. You didn't actually need to reload in that moment, but you decided to do it anyway, simply because you wanted to top up your rounds into the magazine. So this happens a lot, especially in the cycle. So you'll take a couple shots at someone and then you'll just reload when they're right in front of you. That's exactly what happens in this situation here with this other player. It's really back and forth. I'm not going to show you the whole fight. I'm just going to show you the end where he tried to push me. He got a couple of shots off and I immediately ducked behind cover. And I'm probably like, I don't know, 10 feet away from him, and he decides to do the Call of Duty reload. And I heard that he reloaded, and I pushed off of that because I knew he couldn't defend himself, and I got the kill. And that's the reason why I won this fight. It's the same principle as you never heal in front of your enemy. You only do it unless you absolutely have to. Because they'll hear the animation, and then they'll just push you, because they know you can't defend yourself whilst you're in the middle of that animation. Okay, moving on to number 5. So this is a scenario where I'm in the jungle, I'm trying to farm some materials I need for my hideout or whatever, and I run into a player, I kill that player, and after I've killed him, I kind of end up loosening my guard, if you will, and I'm trying to farm the Jeffs for Marauder plates, and then I got jumped by another player who hit me to really low. We've all been in a similar situation, and what I needed to do was very, very simple. I just needed to keep running. You cannot fight on low HP. I tried it and I got bonkered, okay? It's my own fault. I really should have known better and not to just fight it out. But that's a scenario when, because of the terrain that I'm in, the jungle, it's very like, there's heaps of different hills and trees and bushes and whatnot. There's so many places I could have just ran and he wouldn't have been able to get me, at least not straight away. So yes, in theory, I could have just hid somewhere and just kept healing. But by just straight up running, I would have put more distance between myself and this other player, giving him less chances of being able to find me. So this is a scenario where I just had to get the hell out of there completely, just completely beeline it and get as far away from him as possible. And then I can fully heal up, and then I can choose from there to re-engage if I want to. Okay, mistake number 6. And this is a mistake that the enemy actually did this time. It's when you get your enemy low and you don't capitalize on that moment. So when you hit them and they are extremely low and you know they're probably like 1, maybe 2 more hits away from dying, you gotta capitalize on it, man. You gotta make the most of it, get the maximum, and push them. Especially when we're at this distance that we are, where we can, you know, we're probably like 10, 15 feet away from each other. He didn't capitalize on it. Instead, he tried to run underneath me, and I just stood on top of him on the gigantic root, and he couldn't hit me, and I just healed. And now that I've healed enough, I feel confident enough that I can tank the next few shots that he lands on me, because I know he's low, because he hasn't healed, because I would have hurt him. So he's low, I'm low, and I decided to heal, and I used, I outmaneuvered him on top of this root, and then I just tanked the next few shots and I killed him. He really should have pushed me when I was in that moment trying to heal. So whenever in this type of situation where there's elevation, always try and get elevation. And that's what I did, and I was able to use that to my advantage and win this fight against this player. If possible, try and get elevation on your enemy, and if possible, try not to let them get elevation on you. This player only had green armor and a manacle, and he absolutely messed me up. So it just goes to show that your gear doesn't mean all that much. What actually matters is playing the scenario correctly, and if you play your cards right, you can win in almost any situation. Okay, number 7, and this one's going to be the last one I got for you guys. This one's a pretty common one, and I remember this one pissed me off quite a bit in the moment. I wasn't too happy about it. So I heard some shots, and I go to investigate, and one of the players die, and I know I didn't kill him, so obviously there's another player around. So I try and look for that player, and here's where I made a mistake. I ran out in the open like an absolute goose, and while I'm running out in the open, just exposing myself, and he can see me clear as day, but I can't see him. And there's a reason why I can't see him. It's because he's sitting there in a bush. And like, I'm not trying to throw shade at people sitting in bushes or whatever, but he actually did something right. Let me explain. He put his back against the wall, essentially, and he waited and looked around for anything that was moving, and that's where he saw me. I was just running out in the open, and he saw me. This is a pretty common strategy, especially in a game like Escape from Tarkov. I noticed a lot of people did that in that game too. They'll just put their back against the wall, and they'll just wait, and they'll wait for something to move or to run past, so then they got a visual, so then they can get the first shots on them and not the other way around. And that's exactly what he did here, and it essentially got me killed. This is honestly a tough spot here, because it's hard to find him, especially when he's sitting in a particular bush, and he's just not moving. So he absolutely lasers me with his ICA guarantee, and then I end up panicking, and end up just bolting, and I ran straight into a bunch of AI, and they all just chased me, and then they killed me. So that was kind of funny, but it is my fault. It's 100% my fault, and so you got to think, what can I do about it next time? I think the better play here would have been to try and bait shots, but I got to do it right. So I got to go from cover to cover, move cover to cover, instead of just standing out in the open. Like, look at me, I'm acting like a goose. And then he just bams me, and there he goes, and I'm just almost dead. So yeah, it's 100% my fault. He actually did something correctly, and I should have went cover to cover. And something that I've seen that other people do is when they think someone's sitting in a bush, they'll just start shooting at the bushes, and they'll see if they get a hit marker or not. That actually works, but I didn't think of it at this particular point in time, and maybe I should have. So don't do what I did, and try and bait shots while out in the open, because it'll get you killed like it did with me here. Alrighty guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you found this video helpful and useful, and I hope this video helps you analyze and break down your gameplay so you can learn from your mistakes to improve your gameplay. These are obviously just some of the examples that I could throw in there, but if you guys wanted to see more of these types of videos, do let me know, and I'll see what I can do. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell and all that jazz, guys. Much appreciated. Cheers for the support. Feel free to swing by the live stream and say hello sometime. I stream from Monday through to Friday at twitch.tv/Kwame, but you can also find me live streaming on YouTube on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, so hopefully I'll see you guys then. All other details will be in the description box down below. Thank you all for watching, and remember to keep practicing, keep improving, hang in there, stay Kwam, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the live stream.